Hey everybody, it's Christina. I'm just gonna open this up. I don't really start for another 20 minutes. So if you wanna go get a drink or, do whatever you need to do, have some lunch if it's lunchtime for you, that's fine. I just thought I'd open the chat and let people collect here. If you're coming over, feel free to say hi. I do not usually do lives, so I really just lurk in other people's lives. Hi, Raul. I am glad you're here. Hey, J-Mac. Hi, Juju. Glad you guys made it. Thanks, Juju. I am very, very excited and very, very nervous about whether or not everything's going to work the way that it should. So, hey, I think it's going to be fine. Hi, Jenny. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. It does appear to be working, so I think we've got it all set up so that everything's happening. So that seems good. We'll stay away from the poo-poo bird. Is that your theme for 2026? Is don't threaten the poo-poo bird? I'm gonna be running from that thing for another year. Oh, hey, Tammy. If you just got here, I am kind of setting up. I'm going to not really start, just kind of letting people chat and hang out until for another 15 minutes before I get going. So come on and make yourself comfortable. Oh, I can tell you, I'm working on an ABC glue book today. So if you want to grab a notebook or something, or just work on what you're working on, it sounds like a couple of you are working on a scabby and you want to come craft along. That's what I'm doing, is an ABC glue book, something kind of nice and easy here today. So if you want to grab some supplies, if you're not already crafting on something on your own, now would be a good time. All you really need are, I have some sticker books that I'm going to add some images from. And I'm using my dictionary pages up because I felt like this would be a good use of them. Juju, don't want to do that. After what's been going on in my house this morning, I'm not going to go into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got kicked off the internet altogether. So, you know, who knows? Whatever comes is going to come. Oh. Ooh. That sounds like fun. I like a lot of sparkles, Tammy. I was really getting into the stickles earlier, which is not necessarily my thing, but sounds amazing. I am honestly kind of here trying to recover from Defember because I got my last video out yesterday for that. And now I'm going to make probably 2 or 3 journals out of the ephemera that I have acquired from doing that. So that's awesome. Thank you. Do I always put my thumb in the stickles? I mean, I try not to. I have cats for that, who jump up here and put their paws in the stickles and then walk around with stickles on their feet. So the Glitter Paw Club. I work really hard on those videos. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate them because I really do have a great time making them. I have 1 bottle of stickles right now, and it is so hard to squeeze. It kind of hurts my hands. thumbsicles. How do you get your finger in it? Like after you put it down? By accident, I imagine. Because I think I have watched Pam at the Paper Outpost too much, and so I'm always like, when I'm using stickles, I'm always a little bit afraid of getting it everywhere or smushing it up out before it's dry. So I guess I'm really, really careful. I don't know. I use it only in an abundance of caution, which is, I think, the opposite of what stickles should be used at. Stickles should be, I mean, glitter in general should be just kind of like happy and careless and carefree, right? Isn't that the point? Of glitter? Well, yes, I do see you. Yes, exactly. You're doing it the right way. Carefree. I'm like, ooh, very careful. And then you can put it over. I have a space over there in the bookcase. And then I forget about it until the next day. And then I come back and look at it. So I was stickling these yesterday. Recently. They're very glittery. Some of them, I didn't get to all of them. This one just has a little bit of stickles. That one has more stickles. There are other things that I always get. Thank you. There are other things that I always get on my hands. Stickles is not necessarily one of them. But anytime I'm doing painting or inking, I kind of get it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Woo. Huh. Hi, everybody. I am giving everybody kind of a chance to have a little bit of a break before we get started. But I'm going to be working on an ABC glue book. Just kind of something quiet and crafty to do for, the new year to get it started before nothing too hectic. If you want to grab some glue and, I don't know, maybe some dictionary pages and some magazine images, whatever you have. If you want to play along or just craft along, and I just kind of want to have a quiet and calm crafting thing, and I will get started in about 5 minutes. Until then, feel free to kind of just hang out and chat. Just you haven't missed anything yet, so. Hello, Yolanda. How are you? I absolutely loved your gel printing yesterday. That was cool. That shirt was amazing. Oh, yes, that's right. You still have guests from out of town. I'm glad you're here. And Happy New Year. Hi, everybody. This is Christina, and welcome to Scrapcraft and Stitchery. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, thanks for joining me. Thank you so much for joining. And this is actually really and truly my first live. So I am super excited. I usually just do videos, and I do a lot of junk journaling / art journaling and these kinds of things. Just, I don't know. I kind of think of them as one thing and don't worry too much about labeling whether this is an art journal or a junk journal. I just kind of go with what I feel like I want to do. So, I do a lot of mixed media and some junk journaling on my channel. And I have fun and I do a lot of prompts. I just finished Ephemera, so I'm super excited about that. So thanks for joining me and seeing what we're doing. Today I have already kind of started. I am working on an ABC glue book. So I have a couple of like old dictionaries, and I'm just kind of ripping out pages to start out and gluing them into my book. And I'll show you my book that I'm using for this. I didn't make it. I know a couple of other people have made journals on the Streamathon. If you want and you haven't made one before, you can check out their stuff. This is what I'm using, and I'm just putting in some dictionary page. Part of the reason I want to do this is honestly, I make really huge journals with like 200 pages. So I figure if I do like a journal that's going to take up around 52 pages if I do 2-page spreads for all of the alphabet. Although I'm thinking I might, for some letters like X, I might just do 1 page. So this is the journal that I made, and this is Treasure Books, easiest junk journal ever, easiest journal ever is how I made this, and I've already done some pages in here. I made the cover with an envelope. This was really kind of a lot of fun. And anyway, it's got a little notebook in it. It's very mixed media, fun play kind of stuff. And this is a piece of just jelly print, and I painted a cat on it, and I had this floating around and I glued it in here. And this is just kind of a collage page with some pictures out of a book. And more collage and jelly prints, and just, I use this mainly as just kind of a glue book anyway. So putting things in, this is like stickers and jelly prints on book page. This was just kind of things I found in my bathroom, packaging. That was leftovers from lunch. Some marker flowers. I was just playing around. Hi, homeschool mom of 4. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Bonnie. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. So anyway, I'm going to use up a lot of pages in this book. Oh, yeah, so I made this journal. I made it using just used copy paper. So I have the pages in this book are used copy paper. So I'm going to cover them with some dictionary page, well, some of them, about a quarter of them, and do an alphabet book. And in between there will be other pages so I can kind of skip around. So far, I'm to C, and I've been working on it. So hi, Chris. I did not catch your live this morning. I will have to go back and watch later because I was still asleep, honestly, because I stayed up too late last night. I have to say, though, I was watching a lot of the Streamathon yesterday, and I want to thank Raul for hosting this because it has been absolutely probably one of the best things I've ever done for New Year's is watching this, and it has been so much fun to kind of get to be in this group and watch everybody celebrate their New Year. Last night was awesome, and yesterday, and it just goes on forever, so that was really fun. This is such a great idea. And also, if you're coming over from Shannon's live, wow, she was doing just some fantastic work. So that was one of the things. I am a new subscriber to her channel because I just found her through the Streamathon. So that was great too. There were a few channels that I got to subscribe to. So hopefully you're all subscribing to all of these channels and finding some new ones because that's always fun. Yes. Huge thank you to Raul for organizing all of this because that's a lot. And it's amazing to be able to take part in this and have it be a thing. Because I've gotten a lot of subscribers in the last probably couple of days, and I think it's probably because of this that I've gotten so many. So that's really helped me out as a channel too. So I'm excited about that. So as I was saying, I usually do put out 3 or 4 long form videos a week. I try to post normally, unless I'm doing a challenge or something, on what days? Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. However, going into the new year, I'm going to try something a little bit different, and I want to do a live on Tuesday evening time is my plan. So look for that and come and join me for those, and I'll be doing probably some mixed media and maybe some organizing and playing around and doing fun things. So if you want to come hang out and do something like that, then I would love to have you. And let's see, and I'll probably still put out one of my videos because I really like doing the longer edited videos that I do. But they're just really time consuming to shoot and edit, and I want to keep them really high quality. So I'm going to kind of cut that down to once a week. So I have time for projects that I want to do. Okay. So I think that is going to be C. So what I've been doing is I'm backing these with dictionary page. This one I tore up, and this one I already did B and A and B. And those ones I just used like a whole page. And I think for D, I'm going to go ahead and just use the whole page method. Because I don't necessarily want to be making quite so many little scraps of paper. I've noticed a lot of people have been doing alphabet journals, and I think that it's just a really great kind of relaxing and fun thing. I sometimes find myself with a lot of scraps of things left over, and I don't want to get rid of them, and I want to find a place for them to go in my journal. And I think that this is going to help me to feel like I can find them a home and file them away. So I don't plan on, I plan on working on this for the rest of this year and just kind of putting things in here when I want something quiet and peaceful to do. That's a question people get asked a lot is what do you do when like you're not feeling like super creative? And I think having just kind of a light and easy thing to do, like find some images to put in your ABC journal, is kind of a nice place to start for those days if you're just kind of I want to do something, but I don't really know what I want to do. And if it's already set up, right? And you can just put some stickers in a book. Okay. Enjoy some peace and quiet. I love this picture of this dodo bird. I'll have to ask Juju. She was saying to not invite the poo-poo bird. Hopefully the dodo bird is okay. I think yes on the dodo birds. Hello, Level Locked. Glad to have you. I hope a lot of you are crafting along today on this first day of the year. Again, thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to spend a little time putting pages in here. See if we tear it up, we can get the dolphin and the dodo bird. Okay. I don't want to lose the dolphin. I think I'm definitely going to have to include coffee on the C page. I have this little saying here, apple of my eye. I also have these apples that I drew. They made these from a stamp and they are leftover, like I was saying, from a project that I was doing. And so I think we can use those together. I made a foam stamp of an apple and was using it to make shapes for a project I was working on. And I had these left over and I was just kind of sitting around coloring them in one day. So these are just leftovers. I was playing around with my colored pencils. So now we can give them a home. And we have a sticker we can add. Let's get we have a I'm super excited about the Scabby too. I think it's going to be fun. I definitely have my cup of coffee over here, so yes. Tea's good too. Save those tea bags, they're fantastic. Any kind of a beverage that you can put back into your journals is okay by me. I've been saving my coffee filters and washing them out so I can put them in my junk journals and make pages out of them and all kinds of stuff. Because I have a pour over and the filters I use are almost like fabric and it's so cool. I haven't done the scavenger hunt before and I am super excited. I started a journal for it spontaneously because that's how I do everything last night. I can show you, since it was candy, I did it in like pink fabric. But this is the cover I was going to use. I kind of started to put pages together, but I made it out of an envelope. and I sewed all of this together, and I'm counting that as unused supplies because I've had these fabrics in my drawer over there for a couple of years and had no idea what I was going to do with them. So I thought the pinks were pretty to go with the candy theme. Thank you, Stacy. It is very cute and it's very pink. Way more pink than I usually do, but I like doing new things, so. Let's find a big letter. You should find, I wonder if I have dinosaurs somewhere. Thank you, Juju. I thought it was very fitting for, you know, a candy theme. Debbie Epps also posted on her Ko-fi shop some like really cool images for the scavenger hunt too. So I will be downloading and printing those out later. I think that like it's really fun for me to do really girly things because I have 2 boys and I did all of these like scrapbooks and stuff for them, and it was all very boy themed and fun, but it's harder for me to like do pink girly things because of that. So it's really kind of fun for me to do those kinds of things now because that they're all grown up and gone. What is this? Diagram of eclipses showing positions of the sun. Oh, well, that's got to go in there because you like that. First time for the scavenger hunt. I'm super excited. And I can't wait to see what everybody else is doing. But I also did Defemorember this year for the first time. So I did a lot of things for the first time this year. So, well, last year, I guess it is now. I wonder how old this dictionary is because this listing for Easter says the Easter dates for the years of 1945 to 1964. I don't know if I have that page left because the cover's gone. I'm guessing I don't. Okay, so Janet M. Young does a scavenger hunt every year, and she announced it last night on her stream. So if you want to go back, I have in my description box all of the creators. I don't know if you were watching the scavenger hunt. I guess you weren't. So Janet M. Young was on last night, and you can find a link to her in the description box. And she does a scavenger hunt every year where she gives it's 100 prompts, and there they are. And let's see. So you just find all of these things and you can make a journal or put all of these things in. And on April 1st, and there's let's see, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and use hashtag Scabby2026. And if you finish your list and you have included at least 90 of the prompts below in your journal, then you can post and let her know, and she'll put you in, and there is a prize determined by a random drawing of all the participants. Yes. And a lot of people have done it for several years, I know, and are working on it now since they just got the prompt list. But you do have until April 1st. So if you don't finish it, this week, I'm not going to finish it this week. I have other things going on. But it's really fun. And I just recently found Janet's channel too. And so I've been watching, and there's a lot of people who are like really excited about it. So check it out. Because it's really fun to build these journals and then have to be able to oh gosh, Stacy. And also there's also a item on here. The third item is the fib art swap. So if anybody wants to swap and you want to, I need swap partners. So let me know if you want to swap. Hi, Barbara from California. So happy to have you here. Ooh. Well, congratulations for being the winner of 2024, Raul. That's something. You like this page? No. Let's find a better page. This alphabet thing is actually kind of fun and interesting because I'm, first of all, finding all these pressed flowers that I pressed back in the spring. These are Creeping Charlie. These are weeds out of my yard, so my backyard is like covered in this. But these ones I got to and pulled up so I could, stick them in my book. Oh, I guess we're to eat. There's another dodo. I must have used that one out of the other dictionary. They're everywhere. I wonder if this is the same book. Just in different years, they're not the same. I have found inherited several dictionaries. I think one of these I found at a thrift shop for $1 and it was kind of falling apart. So I like using it, but it gives me so many pages to use. So it's good. I can use up whole pages. Yes, Raul, it has been absolutely amazing to hang out with, like, and meet all of these people. Hey, look, it's my cat, Grimm. From the Brothers Grimm. Well, we'll use that. That'll be fun. Okay. Back to where are we at? E. Something for E is what we were looking for before I got, like, squirreled. Yes. We have 4 cats, and they've been locked out, and they're downstairs. But usually, if you watch my videos, you can see at least one of the cats every video. Because we do have 4, but I only have 2 who usually come on, who like to pursue YouTube fame and fortune. There are no E's that have pictures in here. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong book. I'm going to use Ego. I started out just kind of grabbing random pages, but now I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of trying to pick them more specifically for whatever reason. Or maybe there's just no good E pages. Well, I think when I started with A, I was, just going through the alphabet, and my selection process was to not choose words, stay away from words that were offensive to me in some way. It was like, oh no, not that word. It's changing by the time we've gotten to E, where I'm kind of like, then I kind of went through a thing where it's like, oh, I like this pictures. Let's do that. That makes our life easier if we're going to do kind of a collage later on top of these. Then, if you already have pictures in the background, then you're already partially there. This book is really crumbly. And now I've just kind of started to grab things, yes, that I like Ego, yes, or that I find appealing or interesting. not really a challenge. It is, I'm just setting up an alphabet book that I can use this year. So when I have leftover pieces of ephemera that are kind of floating around my desk, I have a place to kind of stick them in. And give them a home so they quit floating around my desk. Also, I made this book this year and I made it way too big with way too many pages. So it has 200 pages, and I figure I can use up about a quarter of the book by doing an alphabet book in here. So it's really just kind of a thing I'm doing for me. But I noticed that a lot of people have been doing ABC glue books. And I know that Pam, the ginger cat lady, is doing an alphabet challenge or an alphabet themed thing for members in her group. Well, this is just kind of, so I have this journal. I made it. It's kind of my modern collage journal that I work in, and I haven't been working in it. I don't think I've worked in this since probably, I should date these things so I know when I've worked on them. I probably did this maybe back in September, maybe before that. And this is like the last thing that I've really done. So I'm just kind of coming back to this and finding a way to add things to it throughout the year and kind of fill in my journal. That is my plan here. Slowly finishing these things. Oh, that is a cool idea to do an address book. That's fantastic, Barbara. I really hope that you're all kind of crafting along and hanging out. Oh, I need an E. Plus, I'm trying to use up book pages. I have been, for about the last month and a half, trying to just use up a lot of different book pages. So that is part of this too. This is a way to use up at least some of my dictionary pages. You're crafting the Tower of Orthanc. Good. That sounds like quite the endeavor. I do believe Level Locked is working on a Lego model of from Lord of the Rings. And hello, Lynn. Welcome. I'm happy to see you here today. Yes, Level Locked works on, he does these amazing Lego builds. I have all kinds of pressed flowers that I put in this. I found some more grass. Okay. What is that quote from Doctor Who? Matt Smith was always wearing a fez. Here's a fez. We should put that in there. I can probably find some flamingos somewhere because fezzes and flamingos is where we're at. Flamboyant flamingos. I'm just super excited to be here. This is my first live that I'm in charge of because I sometimes go on the Ginger Cat Lady. But I want to do lives in the new year. I'm trying something new and I'm going to do lives. And this is my first one. And I am super excited about it. Fezzes are cool. That's the whole quote. Thank you, Level Locked. Fezzes are cool. Thank you, Barbara. Well, I think so. I'm using an iPhone as the camera. It's all stuff that we already had because I do a lot of videos. And I'm using Restream, which I'm just using the free version. And that's just, online platform. I want to look into using Nightbot or something to kind of add things in. So basically, I didn't really need any new equipment. I had everything already set up and ready to go. I will say that going live with Pam really kind of helped to at least see a lot of what was required and make sure that I had in the way of using a secondary, I don't even know what this is, Restream. And a lot of people use StreamYard too, I know. And Chris is saying, of course, if you have subscribed to new channels, you should go and interact with those channels, because otherwise YouTube will sometimes drop you off of their sub list. So do make sure you go in there and watch a video, make a comment, hit the thumbs up. I did do a live interview with Hazel as well. That was really a lot of fun. If you want to see what I look like, you could go look that up at Hazel Anaka Designs, because she does a full face-to-face stream. So, most of your favorite crafters, you ever just see their hands. But she likes everybody to go on, face-to-face, heart-to-heart. We're going to do flamingos on this page. So we're going to find a pink letter for F. So if you guys are just coming in and you haven't been here, because I have not been paying attention, I will just go over. I am putting together an ABC glue book, and right now I am just kind of filling in some of these pages with dictionary page in this journal that I made a while back. But this is my modern collage glue book that I'm working in, and I'm just kind of setting up the pages so I can do some fun and easy collage kind of things. And I don't plan on finishing this today, but I'm just working on getting a start, and I'll kind of fill this in as I find images that I like for all of these. That's what I'm doing. Feel free to ask any questions. Yes, Stacy, this is my first solo live. I'm going to do more. I'm thinking I will probably do lives from 7 until maybe 9 or 10 on Tuesdays. And that's Central Time. Coming up in the new year. Because I like the format. I think it's really kind of fun. Yeah, but this is my first solo live, and I'm happy that everything seems to be working, and the internet hasn't crashed on me, or people found me. I'm actually live apparently, because I'm seeing some. Then it's great, fantastic. Yeah, this is my test run. Bye, Devin. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's really nice to go on as a guest with somebody because, then they take care of all the administrative end of things and you don't have to worry about all that. You can just show up and hang out. So I will talk just a little bit about who I am and why I'm here, I guess. So not to start from the very beginning, but I started art journaling in like probably 2016 around New Year's actually, because it was, I don't know, I was looking for something to do or a hobby, and I was on Meetup and I found somebody who was offering art journaling classes in, and she was running them in a coffee shop. And I had no idea what art journaling was, but I was pretty game because I had done, I don't know, I'd been to a lot of Stampin' Up! Parties, and I started scrapbooking when my kids were little in the 90s. And then, so I had like all this scrapbooking stuff. And so I thought that would be awesome to kind of transition to. And so I started art journaling, and I really liked that. And then back during COVID, I had moved away from, I was living in Seattle when that happened. And I moved away, and the lady who was doing it, the art journaling classes, did a thing online during COVID, and that was really cool. So I kind of got used to art journaling online and having a community online that you could kind of hang out with and reach out to. And so that's kind of why I came back to YouTube and started a channel. I started my channel in March, just this last March. So it's been less than a year. And I just like to do a lot of mixed media and kind of things. But I really like the lives because when you go on a live, you can like meet people and talk to people. And it's really fun. And I enjoy going to Crafted on the Bag 40 and hanging out with Mama Juju and her community and everybody who hangs out there. And it's just really nice to be able to like, chat and have fun, maybe craft a little, and get to know people. And share what you're working on, because I always think that that's fun to get a little inspiration from other people. That would be awesome, Barbara, if you wanted to come on and hang out with me and work on something. Yep. I think that there was a big shift there. Everything moved online. Which I think has its benefits. Because like I was saying earlier, it was just really cool to spend New Year's with so many people from like around the world, and it's really amazing to be able to connect with people from like all over the place. There's people that I watched in like New Zealand and Australia. You know, there's somebody who comments on my channel sometime from Indonesia. People in Germany and England. Very cool. Oh, my family is from an area in Romania, and I was actually able to talk to Tunder from Tunder Designs about this. She does lives in the evening sometimes, and she's from Romania, and that was really cool because she actually grew up and was raised in Transylvania, and I have family, some of my dad's family was from there a long time ago, so very cool. All right. I wonder. Here we are on G. I wonder if I can find a gargoyle somewhere for G. We can add a giggle that's on there already. Now let's see. I didn't know that you had a neighbor from Transylvania, Lisa. I want to go to Transylvania. I think that would be amazing. And now I know Tunder, so I was telling her that I would have to come visit her. And she doesn't live there now, but I think she'd be willing to go on a trip if I came out. There is a fish fossil for F. Let's skip to the fun part and decorate some of these. I bet I can find a gargoyle, but I'm not going to set my heart on that. But I bet I know where I can find one. All right. See, now we have Mexico right in our chat here. That's fantastic. I love that. I believe Raul, who put this together, is in Spain. So he has somehow managed to stay online for this entire thing, I think. So hello, Carol. So glad you could make it. So I am adding alphabet pages into my existing modern collage journal. And this is kind of a glue book, kind of a place where I can collect images from different letters of the alphabet. And I have put in dictionary pages. Let's just review here quickly. For A, B, just to use as a background. And I have gone through and tried to pick interesting pages that have kind of some maybe interesting pictures. I made sure I grabbed this one, which is all, because I always lose my all. And maybe if I file it away, I will have a better, not have to go searching for this next time I need it. I'm trying to get better. See, it's over there. I knew right where it was at, so I say that, but I didn't really need it. It only goes missing when I need it. Okay, so yes, I have the all things I want to keep track of. I've added these apples that I made earlier, and part of the reason I wanted to do this was because I sometimes have little bits of ephemera left over, and I want to have a place where I can kind of just stick them, and it's quiet and it's easy and it's nice, and I'm going to build this collage over time. And then lots of fun things. So here's B, here's C. I ripped up the pages for this, and I decided I didn't really like that. I liked using the whole pages because I didn't want to add a whole lot more scrap. And I'll work on filling in these like white spaces later. But I'm just adding dictionary page, and I have alphabet stickers that I'm adding. And here's D. I have a dodo so far, and a drum just from the dictionary pages, and dolphins and dragonflies. And here's E. There's a diagram showing an eclipse, which I thought was cool. And then there's some pages in here in between that, yeah, I think that there's like a whole thing that people have a hard time finding their alls. Yes, see? Raul's here from Barcelona, Spain. And he's from Brazil. And he speaks 5 languages, and I barely speak English, so that's pretty amazing to me. It's just an amazing community that we have, and there's people from really all over the world who come together and hang out. So it's very, very amazing. Well, thanks for joining, Carol. before you go out to dinner. I hope you're having a wonderful New Year's Day. That is what I'm doing after this, is I'm going to go clean up the kitchen and wash some dishes. So totally understand, Chris. So I've gotten to G, and I am going to, and for G I found Grim, which is, I have a cat named Grim. I have 4 cats. I have 2 grown children. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, if anybody was wondering. So that's where I'm at. Absolutely, Laura. Absolutely. Everybody here is just so nice and supportive of everybody else, and it's just really the best community. Very wonderful. And again, I'm like just really, really happy to have been able to participate in the Streamathon this year and kind of kick off my new year this way and hang out with you guys. And just, it's wonderful. Absolutely amazing. I have all these antiquarian sticker books, which are a great place to start for finding images, and for some reason I've cut that page out. I'm trying to use all of those. Yes, I know, like, more apples. This community is really, I've just seen them like reach out and help each other out a lot through all kinds of issues, but yes, wonderful people, absolutely wonderful and super creative, and everybody adds something really unique and wonderful. And just like the diversity of talent is really how everybody's just really good at different things. A is for ant. Now, see, that is really cool. This is in Arkansas. Carol's in Alberta, Canada, with Yolanda from Devon Rex for Art. Oh, yes. Oh, that's cool. That is kind of my day job. Is I work at University of Tennessee, and I'm a grant coordinator. So I, spend grant money That's what I do here in Memphis. Sorry, somebody is, I think, using a leaf blower outside. Um, Hopefully that's not too loud, but this microphone does kind of pick up like everything. I am the oldest of 4 children, and I look like my dad, and my brothers and sisters all look like my mom. So, um, don't have hyena. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. I might be interested in the draw along. I did drawings for Tony's October ATC challenge, and I did a drawing every day for the month of October, and that was really cool. It actually turned into this whole other story that I didn't expect, so I wound up doing a kind of telling a story to the prompt while I was drawing for the second half of that. The most favorite book I have created. I think I have a lot of art journal folios that I haven't really bound them into a book, and it's kind of on my list of things to do. Um, Maybe I should do that in January. But they're the things that I made when I was first starting art journaling, and um, I can show them to you. I've shown them on my channel before, but I can pull some of them out. And I think that's kind of my favorite thing because it was really kind of how I got started. And it's really fun to pull these things out and look through them. Partially because, I became really good friends with the person who was teaching the classes, and we did a lot of stuff together outside of doing these classes together. And then we did them online. We were just really good friends, and so I remember her, I guess, and the fun stuff that we used to have. So it's good for remembering that. This one's not really a very good example because I haven't finished it. But these, and it reminds me, this is like things I did when I was still in Seattle, and sometimes I would go and take this and do it like while I was hiking or something on the trail. I would work on some art, or I used to do a lot of backpacking, and it's really kind of fun to remember to look at these because I remember all those, like I have all those memories because this I did while I was out backpacking at Silver City, which is a trail back in Seattle. And that was just like really fun. It is really hard to pick a favorite journal. Thank you, Lisa. All right, we'll see you in 10 minutes, Barb. Oh, absolutely. I mean, for sure. I think probably because I started this whole thing, I was always interested in bookbinding and paper crafting, and I kind of started out with scrapbooking. So there is a very strong association for me with, memory keeping and things like that, with doing art journaling and junk journaling and just paper crafting in general. Happy New Year, Carol. After me, Cheryl at Reckless Hill Farm is coming on. So the link to her channel is in my description box. So hopefully, and Raul has posted the entire schedule. If you want to catch everybody up later, you can find them that way. And I don't know what Cheryl has planned, but she is an amazing creator. I do follow her. And she's always fun and engaging. So I look forward to seeing what she's up to next. We have elephants. We have an E. We can do an elephant. I also see an F. Anyway, I was gonna show you my junk journal July, but I don't know where I put it, so I guess I will not show you that one. That is one that I did, and I think the amazing thing about that was I often have journals that are not really completely finished, and that one I actually finished. So I was going to show you that one, but I'm not sure where I put it now because it is not where I thought it was. So maybe that's what I should work on, finishing all of these things that I have started. or some of these things that I've started. Ooh, feathers. Ooh, feathers. But it's all just a work in progress, right? I like this one. I'm going to put these down here as kind of a border. Happy New Year, Inked Pulp. I'm happy to see you here. And Tunder's here. Hi, Tunder. Welcome, everybody. I am working on an ABC collage glue book. So I have been putting dictionary pages into this journal that I have. I'm just kind of adding to, this is an existing glue book that I've been using for a while. And I have put in some of the background dictionary pages. I'll probably work on finishing this week, putting just the background pages in. And then I'm going to fill it in with collage images just kind of over the course of the next year as I have images that I think will fit for these things. But I'm just kind of filling it in now. And that's what I'm doing. It's nice to see all of you guys. Yes, Cheryl's, there's a link at the top of the description for this video for Cheryl's channel. And she's going to start here in about 40 minutes, 35 minutes. Oh, is Cheryl here? Hi, Michelle. Glad you could stop in. I love it. It's always best if when I'm listening while I'm doing something else. I'm glad you could come. Oh, I didn't realize you were Cheryl. Thank you, Level Locked. I appreciate your help there. I found a cool beetle to go in here and maybe some coral. Yolanda at Devon Rex Art was using these exact same sticker books to put images on her gorgeous jelly print. I'm going to have to try some of the things she did in her stream because those were amazing. I never really thought to use a shirt to make like an imprint on a jelly print before. So that was really, really awesome. We have mushrooms, but we're not to M yet. I didn't get that far. I think that is really scary. Oh my gosh. I only have to G. If you are wondering what I'm doing, I am making an ABC glue book, and I have background pages for A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and now I'm just looking for images from my sticker book so I can start to do a little bit of collage on those pages. I want to thank everybody again for joining me here today. I am so happy to have you. And it's just been really an amazing experience to kind of hang out with everybody for the New Year's Streamathon. I hope a lot of you are happily crafting along. The kitties are really, really cute. I love these books. Inked Pulp has a really cool channel, and she was doing Defemorember too. So that was a ton of fun. And coming up here in January, because I did all of this Defemorember stuff, I am going to work on probably making 2 journals to hold all of my Defemorember stuff, because I just made so much and filled my whole ephemera box, and I need to sort through it and kind of see what I have, because this is what I have now, and I have made just some gel prints, which I was going to use as background pages, and I think I can probably make 2 or 3 different journals if I sort through my whole box and kind of base it on color and theme. Yes. So that is what I'm going to probably work on in January, is making a whole bunch of journals using a lot of this to give a lot of this ephemera that I've built a home, because just like I have these envelopes that I've made, a lot of really fun stuff. I loved these shattered glass like tags, which that was a really fun technique. I really like the antiquarian sticker books. Oh yeah, Lynn, they're Linen Crafting. The antiquarian sticker books are really, really great if you just want to have like a quick focal point very cool thing to turn to and a great resource to have because they're just really fun. Really fun images. Sometimes they're just funny. I always laugh at the like dancing people. Like, as a matter of fact, Lynn, I think that like if you're having a journal, and I've kind of found that sometimes the journal helps to dictate what you can write about. Sometimes I put quotes or sentiments or things in there, and that kind of works as a writing prompt sometimes. Um, yes, but you can also just write recipes, poems, passages of books. Um, I wish that I had kept better track, like of what was going on, and like as my channel's growing, I kind of want to start documenting like just oh, I had this many subscribers on this day, because I don't know now. I only have like 400, so I'll probably I don't know how many I'm at, but yes, I think it would be really cool to just kind of note anything that you might want to remember later. Is really a cool place. Yes. Um, but you can just write about your day, a few words about your day, um, what you were thinking about. I love to write in my journals. I really want to get back to that too. I'll show you. This is kind of my journal. And so here I always like to start out with like kind of a I don't know, introduction, because it kind of helps to break up the page. Um, so this is my intention for this journal. So it's my creative, no rules, no judgment, say anything or nothing, brainstorming, using no grammar, sketchbook, glue book, note taking, thinking about, dreaming about, just want to see what it looks like on paper, just want to get off my desk, mind floor. Oh, looky how cute. Needed a place to explore, create, think, plan, etc. Recipe book, organizer, planner. Use up my washi tape. Thought it was a good idea. Gratitude. Don't want to forget. Thought would be fun. Visual journal. Okay, so that was just a brainstorm of all of the things that I could put into this book, right? Um, I would love to see you put that quote into a journal, Level Locked. I think that that would be fun. Yes. And so this is my journal, and on the cover page, I just was putting things that are pink. And this is a collection of things that are pink. And so I have tags, and here I've added a piece of just extra paper that I've clipped on to this tag, and I've written on it. But I like working in here because, as I put things in, this was some Happy Mail that I got. Who knows? Here I was writing about the previous month. So I was writing about July 2025, and I was just writing about like the things that I had done and that I remembered. here, like, I mean, if you want to write in your journals, like, this is cool. I did this over like the course of a week, and I just had to like cut up strips of paper and glued them in, and then I went back and I wrote a little bit about like what I was doing every day, just like one sentence. And that was just because I had a scrap of paper that I had inked, and I cut it up. Oh, it was already cut up from what I was doing. These were leftover scraps, and I didn't want to, waste them, so I put them in here, and it was just kind of a handy place for them to live. And then I decided to write a sentence about what I was doing. Like today, we went to the zoo, and it was on July 26th. See? I really do love writing in my journals. And so you can get a piece of stationery and write. If you want to have a little room, you have something to put in this pocket. I love to personalize ephemera. But that's just what I do. I love coffee. You keep seeing coffee come up. This was a piece of ephemera that was left over from July Junk Journal Challenge. This was from the map theme, and I didn't have room for it, so I stuck it in here. This is from a prompt I was doing for the Artisan Junk Journal Challenge, which I was doing in here. Also gratitude leaves from that. You write a gratitude every day. Oh yeah, Lynn. So those are called, they have a name for those journals where you're writing about something, and it's called, not a collections. What's it called? Anyway, it's basically just, thank you, Throg. Yeah, no, I really, really love this journal. Talking about favorite journals, I think that they're all my favorite. I don't know. This is a pocket. I was trying to do 100 days of journaling, but I haven't been keeping track, and I got off track. So anyway, that's not finished. I have an envelope of sentiments that somebody sent me. This was, there's a whole bunch of sentiments in here, which I use occasionally. So here, like, I mean, this is my organization for my sentiments. I come back here. This was cool because I was making a page again, and I had this Aristotle quote that I was going to use. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And I decided not to use it because I didn't like it. So I wrote in here why I didn't agree with Aristotle. You don't have to necessarily disagree with Aristotle in here. That's a little bit, maybe much. But you can write about, decorating for Halloween or put in pictures. But I love this because it's just, here I was taking notes for something I was working on in my journals. Oh, that's cool. Hi, Terry. Sorry, what? I don't know. It's a lot to make videos, Tammy. Oh my gosh. It is a lot. Here I have a whole bunch of quotes I put on. This was a thing I worked on ChatGPT, making a compass rose. about journaling. There you go. That was fun. Here's a reminder that in mixed media, it's all about adding layers. If you don't like it, keep adding layers. Gnomes and mushrooms. I know people who don't like that, but I think it came out fantastic. And this is a journaling card, and I have it all set up, but I haven't gotten that far. In a pocket for more journaling. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like if you just want to write about your crafting and like where you find stuff and stuff like that too. Oh, okay. I frequently mess up and try and say things in chat and yes, get distracted once I say them. Thank you, Lisa. There is a name for like journals that you keep that are like learning journals, and I can't remember what it's called now, and I should be able to think of this, and um, I can't. Yeah, I really love this. Like, I drew this when I was on vacation in Arkansas. I really love this. It's on a piece of deli paper, and I just use my Posca marker over it. That was great. This was like a daily activity that I started, which I didn't finish. And part of this is just like setting up places to write that are inviting to come back to. And there's a belly band where I can add some things later. And I do prompt responses sometimes for different things in here. And it's just fun. But I love writing in my journals. I need to start again because it's kind of a thing I got distracted and moved away from, and I haven't been journaling as much. So hopefully this year I will figure out yes, I really love drawing too. And it doesn't have to be professional, but I think that it like really opens you up to being able to communicate some ideas that in a new way, maybe, or in a different way, or I don't know, maybe think about things you hadn't thought about before even. So I think drawing is really cool for that because it is a different form of communication than speaking or writing, because you don't necessarily have to know what the words are when you start. Anyway, so that's kind of my personal journal, and it's kind of a visual journal. I think it's really cool. I like to do a little bit of art in here and a little bit of writing and mix them together. Some of my favorite drawings. Let me see if I can find let me see if I can find. I have my things that I drew for I don't know where my drawings went from when I did Tony's challenge, Tony's October ATC challenge. I don't know that I have like a whole collection of drawings from anywhere else. They're kind of just mixed in throughout everything else. I can show you some of these. I haven't looked at these in a long time. But this is like a Neurographica thing, which if you're doing Janet's challenge, one of the things is Neurographica. And so these are, you draw lines, and these aren't exactly Neurographica because it's like a very specific thing, but it's kind of inspired by. This is back a while ago. I was working on these and just doing a card a day. See you, Lynn. I'm sure that your drawings are wonderful, Lynn, but you don't have to show them to anybody. I really like the gnome. Yes. So these are Neurographica. This is one of the prompts for the scavenger hunt from the Janet is doing, who did this. Isn't it? Neurographic is drawing is really cool. It's very meditative and fun. This one's kind of cool because it's 2 cards in one, so you get different like this one was like a dark blue and this one was like a light blue, so you see different kind of how the paint that I used looks different on the different colors. But really, I think the fun thing here is like using the different colors, because this is like something, I mean, if you think you can't draw, you can always do something like this where it's really just drawing lines and connecting them. And so you draw the lines however you're feeling, and then you come back and fill in the corners where they connect and round out those spaces. So, oh, okay. Your graphics is cool. It is a very specific thing. And it is not this, because this is like I drew, this is actually adding like in Zentangle more. This is definitely a Zentangle pattern that I've added in, and I made a jellyfish. So Neurographica isn't really drawing like a thing. It's just really drawing like lines. And then, like I said, you can make them squiggly or straight or however you want. And then where they connect, you like fill in the edges and round it out. So it looks kind of like a neural, like brain cells sometimes. Like over here. It's fun. And like I said, it is, thank you, Lisa. I hope that everybody or many of you will head over to Cheryl's place. Thank you for joining me. I am so happy to have you here. And it's been just really fantastic for me to watch like the Streamathon. And there's only a couple of us left. And it's Cheryl at Reckless Hill Farms next. So if you guys want to go and take a little, it is clearly a jellyfish, yes. The next destination, thank you, Level Locked, for posting that, is Cheryl at Reckless Hill Farms. If now is a good time to take a moment to stretch or, use the restroom, get a drink. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I had a great time crafting with all of you and chatting with all of you, and I hope to do more lives this year. So this was a great way for me to get that kicked off and started. Be sure to like this. Be sure to subscribe to all of the There's the jellyfish. Yes, Michelle. I love jellyfish. I think they're cool. This is a Neurographica Zentangle jellyfish for you. Breaking all kinds of rules here. Playing with color. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Michelle. I'm so glad you're here. It has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming. I managed to get out all of the things. Yes. It has definitely been a wonderful first stream. I had a lot of fun. I started my alphabet book. That'll keep me busy for the rest of the year. That's just going to be a place where I stick things that need a home, I think. A ladybug just landed on my keyboard. That's got to be good luck, right? Okay. Yes. The best part of the stream? I think the best part of the stream was just getting here and having everything go together. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely its own practice, and there's a lot of, I would describe it as kind of like a way to meditate and use art to meditate is really how I kind of think about it. But you're like concentrating and putting feeling in there. Which I think is so I think that it's very similar to Zentangle because, again, it's like meant to be meditative and kind of letting things happen, and things don't have to be perfect, but letting things be the way they are and practicing that. And I know people get kind of like caught up in like trying to make it be perfect and but that's kind of like not really the way that it is meant to be. And they do come out very, very beautiful. And you don't necessarily need to know anything about drawing. And it doesn't take very many like supplies either. It's like a sheet of paper and a marker. All right, I am going to close this up and turn things over to Cheryl. But again, thank you everybody for joining, and it's been really great, and I have enjoyed sharing a couple hours with you all and having you here. So again, be sure to subscribe to all of the people in the stream. You can find a full list in my description box for this video with links to all of their channels, to everybody who's participated. Huge thank you to all of them, and as well as to Raul for hosting this and making all of this possible. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Until then, stitch scrappily and scrap happily, and fantastic. Tammy, send me an email maybe, or I will hit you up for a swap, because I would love to do an art swap with you. That would be fantastic. Yes, but Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.